In the busy streets of Lagos, there lived a family who thought they knew everything about their daughter. But some secrets are so big, so dangerous, that they can destroy everything you love. This is the story of Adana, a girl who kept a secret so terrible that when her parents finally discovered it, it was almost too late. What would you do if your child was hiding something that could change your family forever? This is a story every parent must hear. Meet the Okoro family. Papa Chike owns 3 shops in the market. Mama Ngozi sells the best jollof rice in their neighborhood. Their daughter Adana is 15 years old, always smiling, always helping. Everyone says, what a perfect family. But in this big, beautiful house, something dark was growing. Adana would sit by her window every night, staring at the stars, her heart heavy with a secret. She wanted to tell her parents, but fear held her tongue like a snake wrapped around her neck. Adana, come and eat. Mama called from downstairs. But Adana had no appetite. How can you eat when your heart is full of secrets? During dinner, Papa Chike noticed something strange. Adana, you are not eating again. Are you sick? He asked, his voice full of worry. Adana pushed the rice around her plate. I'm fine, Papa. Just not hungry. But her hands were shaking like leaves in the wind. Mama Ngozi touched her daughter's forehead. No fever. But your eyes, they look sad. What is troubling you, my daughter? For a moment, Adana almost spoke. The words were right there, ready to jump from her lips. But then she remembered what would happen if they knew. Nothing, Mama. I'm just tired from school. Papa and Mama looked at each other across the table. Something was not right with their daughter. At school, Adana's teacher, Mrs. Okafor, was worried too. Adana used to be our brightest student. Now she sleeps in class and her grades are falling like rain. Her best friend Kemi tried to help. Adana, what is wrong with you? You don't laugh anymore. You don't play with us. Are you sick? Adana wanted to tell Kemi everything. They had been friends since they were small children, sharing everything like sisters. But this secret was different. This secret could hurt everyone she loved. I'm fine, Kemi. Just tired, she lied again. But lying was becoming harder each day, like carrying a heavy pot that gets heavier with every step. Every night, when her parents thought she was sleeping, Adana would cry into her pillow. The tears fell like rain in the rainy season, endless and heavy. She would look at the family photo on her bedside table. There they were, all smiling and happy during last year's Christmas celebration. Papa in his best Igbada, Mama in her beautiful geli, and Adana between them, looking so innocent and free. If they knew what I did, she whispered to herself, they would never smile at me again. They would be so ashamed. Papa would cry. Mama would not be able to look at me. Outside her window, Lagos never slept. Cars honked, generators hummed, life continued. But inside her room, Adana felt like she was dying slowly. Mama Ngozi was preparing breakfast when she noticed something that made her heart skip. Adana's school uniform was hanging on the line, but it had stains that didn't look like food or dirt. Adana, she called. Come here, my daughter. When Adana appeared, her eyes were red from crying. Mama pointed to the uniform. What is this stain on your clothes? Adana's heart began to beat like a talking drum. I fell down at school, Mama. It's just dirt. But Mama Ngozi had raised children before Adana. She knew when a child was lying. The stain didn't look like dirt. It looked like something else entirely. Adana, tell me the truth. What really happened? But Adana ran upstairs, leaving Mama standing there with more questions than answers. Papa Chike was counting his money at the shop when his friend Oga Samuel approached him with a worried face. Chike, my friend, I saw your daughter yesterday in a place where children should not be. She was with some older people, and they looked dangerous. Papa's hand stopped counting. What do you mean? Adana was at school yesterday. No, my friend. I saw her near the bus stop in Mushin, with some rough-looking boys. She looked scared, but she was with them willingly. Papa Chike felt like someone had poured cold water on his head. His perfect daughter, in Mushin? With dangerous boys? It couldn't be true. But Oga Samuel was a good man who would never lie about such serious things. When Papa came home, he found Mama and Adana sitting quietly in the living room. The tension was thick like smoke from burning palm oil. Adana, Papa said, his voice serious and deep, I heard something today that troubles my heart. Were you in Mushin yesterday instead of school? Adana's face went pale like cassava flour. How did Papa know? She had been so careful. Papa, I can explain. She began, but Papa raised his hand. No more lies, Adana. Your mother found strange things. I heard reports from the market. Something is happening, and you will tell us now, or... Papa's voice broke. He loved his daughter too much to threaten her, but he was desperate for the truth. Through her tears, Adana began to speak. Papa, Mama, I've been going somewhere after school. Not to bad places, but to help someone. Mama leaned forward. Help who, my daughter? There's a woman, Auntie Grace. She lives in Mushin. Her children are hungry, and she asked me to help bring them food. Papa frowned. But why keep it secret? We always help people in need. Adana wiped her tears. Because the way she asked me to help. I knew you wouldn't approve. This was only part of the truth. The real secret was still locked in her heart like a treasure box buried deep underground. But Papa and Mama felt some relief. Their daughter was helping hungry children. That was good, even if her methods were wrong. The next day at school, Mrs. Okafor called Adana aside. Your parents called me yesterday. They're worried about you going to Mushin to help some woman. Adana's heart jumped. What did you tell them? I told them the truth, that you've been leaving school early for weeks, but I didn't know why. Adana, who is this Auntie Grace? In all my years teaching, I've never heard of charitable work making a student look so frightened and guilty. Mrs. Okafor's eyes were kind but sharp. She had seen many students with secrets, and Adana's behavior reminded her of children who were in real danger. If someone is making you do things you don't want to do, she whispered, you must tell your parents the whole truth. Some secrets can destroy your entire life. Kemi cornered Adana during break time. Adana, my cousin lives in Mushin. She saw you there with some people who are known for bad things. Very bad things. Adana's mouth went dry. What kind of bad things? The kind that can send you to prison, Adana. The kind that can destroy your family's reputation forever. My cousin says these people make young girls do illegal things, and then they can never escape. Kemi grabbed her friend's hands. Please, Adana. Whatever they're making you do, tell your parents now before it's too late. Some mistakes follow you for the rest of your life. But Adana was already too deep in the trap. She was too scared of what her parents would think, and too scared of what Auntie Grace would do if she stopped helping. Mama Ngozi couldn't sleep. Something about Adana's story didn't feel right. So she decided to go to Mushin herself and find this Auntie Grace. She asked around the community. Do you know a woman named Grace who helps hungry children? But nobody knew any Auntie Grace who helped children. Instead, they knew a woman named Grace who was involved in very dangerous business, the kind of business that destroyed young girls' lives. Mama's heart began to race like a runaway car. What does this Grace look like? She asked. When they described the woman, Mama Ngozi felt the world spinning around her. This was not charity work. This was something terrible, and her innocent daughter was caught in the middle of it. She rushed home to tell Papa what she had discovered. Papa and Mama sat on their bed, whispering urgently. If what the people in Mushin told you is true, Papa said, then our daughter is in serious danger. But how did she get involved with such people? Mama asked, tears in her eyes. Our Adana is a good girl. Good children can make bad choices when they're scared or confused, Papa replied. We must be very careful how we handle this. If we frighten her more, she might run away or lie deeper. They decided to follow Adana the next day without her knowing. They needed to see with their own eyes what was really happening to their beloved daughter. Whatever we discover, Mama said, we must remember that we love her and want to save her, not punish her. But both parents feared what they might find. The next afternoon, Papa and Mama followed Adana from school. They watched as she walked nervously to a small, dirty building in Mushin. What they saw made their hearts break into 1,000 pieces. Adana wasn't helping hungry children. She was being used by bad people to do illegal things, carrying packages she didn't understand, talking to dangerous men, being filmed doing things that would shame her family forever. The woman called Grace was not helping anyone. She was using young girls like Adana, trapping them with threats and false promises. Papa had to hold Mama's hand to stop her from screaming. Their innocent daughter, their precious child, was caught in a web of evil that could destroy her entire future. We must save her now, Papa whispered, before it's too late. Papa and Mama didn't wait. They called the police and burst into the building together. Adana! Mama screamed. When Adana saw her parents, she collapsed in tears. Papa, Mama, I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you, but they said they would hurt our family if I told anyone. The truth came pouring out like water from a broken dam. Auntie Grace had approached Adana months ago, pretending to need help. Then she had slowly trapped her, making her do small bad things first, then bigger ones. She had threatened to hurt Papa and Mama if Adana ever told the truth. She said she would destroy Papa's business and hurt you, Mama. I was so scared. The police arrested Grace and her gang. But the damage to Adana's heart and mind would take time to heal. Papa held his daughter tight. We will get through this together. Weeks later, the Okoro family was slowly healing. Adana was seeing a counselor to help her deal with what had happened. She was back in school, though some days were harder than others. I should have told you from the beginning, she said to her parents one evening. I was so afraid you would be angry or disappointed. Papa took her hands. My daughter, there is nothing you could ever do that would make us love you less. When you're in trouble, we are your greatest protection, not your greatest fear. Mama added, secrets that make you cry at night are secrets that need to be shared with people who love you. The family was stronger now, bonded by truth instead of separated by secrets. And Adana learned that some secrets are too dangerous to keep, and that parents' love is stronger than any shame or fear. Moral of the story. Children, this story teaches us that dangerous people often approach young ones with false kindness. They start small and trap you slowly. When someone asks you to keep secrets from your parents, especially secrets that make you scared or sad, that person is not your friend. Parents, this story reminds us that our children need to know that our love for them is stronger than any mistake they could make. When children are afraid to tell us the truth, they become easy targets for people who want to harm them. If you loved this story, like this video and also subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. Thank you. Remember, love builds bridges, but secrets build walls.